This is the delivery video for the 2021 G63 AMG. So I'm just going to go through all the different functions in the car. So that is your seat control, tilt, up, backrest, headrest, extended portion here to increase and decrease the seat. You have your heated seats, air ventilation, lock and unlock, all your regular controls here for the window. Windows are tinted, so we can't put them down for a little bit. This is your lane departure system if you want to engage or disengage while you're driving, and also your park function, so like if you don't want the beeping to go on if you're like in a traffic jam or something. And then your electronic parking brake is down there. Lighting, just leave it on auto. So some changes pertaining to the steering column. A lot more controls are now on the steering column. So this is your home function for this screen. Basically these controls control this screen here. Okay, so that brings us home. And then these functions are pertaining to the autonomous driving function, and basically your when you set it into autopilot or autonomous driving mode, that's your on or off function to engage or disengage. You have to be doing, I think, at least 60 kilometers per hour to engage. And then you can set your speed, so you can set how fast you want the car to go. This sets your chevron distance, so how much distance you want the vehicle in front of you to have. And then the car will follow the vehicle in front of it. You'll see your hands appear there. That will turn green to show you that you're in autonomous drive mode or cruise control. And then you'll see the steering wheel keeping you between the lines, and then the vehicle in front of you, if it stops, the car will stop. And then to turn it off, you hit this. To cancel while you're driving, you hit that. To re-engage, you hit that. So this screen has multiple controls. So basically you can do trip. It's usually best to keep it on here in terms of speed, just so you see how fast you're going. But also you can also change the look, so you can actually change the side. I like the progressive. I leave it on progressive primarily. I'll set it for you. So here's like your AMG function for like speed and such. It's always best to keep that on Navi, because if you have your nav destinations programmed in the car, if someone calls you, you'll still be able to see your controls there. And then let's go here. Then you can pick what's on the left hand side. So basically you have your radio function here, speed in the center, and then Navi on the left. That's how I set it, but you know, you may want to set it differently than me. But that's what I would recommend. All right, now moving over to the controls here. So very simple. You have your volume control here. Okay, you have the controls for turning, so accepting a call and deleting a call. Voice activation, but you can also use Siri if you have an iPhone. Star will go to your start functions. When you hit home, now you're controlling this screen over here, and here you can access different things, which is very cool. Let's go back here. So vehicle, here you can engage your seat function, your massage function on the seats, your dynamic seat setting, your lumbar setting, back. Climate control functions are controlled through here. Lighting settings, ambient lighting. Great feature now is you have so many different colors on the interior. Multicolor, and you can pick the different tone on the interior. Yep. And then you can scroll through the different colors. I like purple. Anyways, basic concept, shifting left and right like this to scroll through the different icons. and you can access different functions through here like that. You also have the same controls here on the touchpad controller. So basically you're able to, you can see my finger sliding. You can control the apps through here. And then you also have the dial control where you can control through like that. These functions you're probably already accustomed to. These are different configurations for the differential. Primarily focused on like off-roading, which I doubt anybody off-roads these cars, but if you ever find yourself in a bog or a swamp, or if you do ever take it off-roading, then you can configure the differential in different functions to have different forms of control. I wish I could explain to you exactly which form each one is, but I don't understand them well enough to do that, so sorry about that. All right, let's go back here. Now your controls here are very simple. So your dynamic select, you should basically just shift up and down. And in dynamic select, it adjusts the different drive modes that you have in the car. So there is comfort, sport, sport plus. You can definitely hear 500 horses rev up there. Go up here, individual. Individual is really cool because you can tweak it. So like I use the dial. So if you hit adjust, you can adjust the engine. So how aggressive the engine is. So let's do it sport. Your transmission, you want to be in direct drive, or you would be doing paddle shifting. Dynamics, basically you have your different functions for the balance control. So advanced, basic, let's leave it in advanced. Your suspension, so you can stiffen or tighten your suspension. So let's say, for example, you want to be in comfort and you have everything else aggressive. And then your exhaust system, if you want the exhaust to be powerful or balanced. You can see this little red light click on here when your exhaust port kicks up like that. So it's a very, very cool feature. Let's go back. And then, so when you're in drive mode, set your template the way you want it, and then that's your individual setting. So whenever you set it the way you like it, you're an individual. But then if you want to use the templates already structured by the manufacturer, like Sport Plus, Sport, Comfort, Slippery, you can access those settings. I'll leave it on individual. I've just kind of preset it the way I kind of like it, but you can adjust it yourself. And then while you're driving, when you're in any separate mode, you can adjust whether or not you're in manual shifter or drive automatic. You can also adjust the suspension directly through here. So if you're in a specific drive mode. Low range, again, that's pertaining to off-roading. And then you have your park assist. Now, I'm almost nervous to demonstrate the park assist feature to you, but let's give it a quick shot, just so you can see kind of how it operates. I mean, it works pretty good. The only thing is, it can be a little scary in the sense that you feel you might be too close to an object. I'll just kind of demonstrate for you basically how you would activate it. I probably wouldn't use it, only in that, unless it's like a parallel park, that's really the only time I kind of trust it. Now, if you look over here, there's really not a lot of spaces for me to even do it. It needs actually two cars side by side for it to have kind of like a barrier. Now, it perceives it to be a parallel parking space, so I'm just going to show you how to engage. So you see it there, you click it, and now you engage into reverse, and you'll see the car will completely on its own, so I'm not touching anything, will try and like parallel park in a space behind me. Now, this isn't actually a parallel parking space, but it's the only two spaces it recognizes. I'm going to disengage it because there's no point, but I've just demonstrated to you. You engage this button here, and then you see this pops up like that, and now it's searching for spaces, and then you would go and once it finds a space, then you would again just hit that. But that's just a quick demonstration on the self-parking feature that your vehicle has, which is very cool if you ever want to really kind of show someone something cool. So Let me just park it up here. Now, there are also some great new features in your vehicle pertaining to Mercedes Me Connected Drive. So basically your vehicle is connected to the internet. You'll have real-time traffic information now on your navigation settings. So you'll actually be able to see the traffic and see, it'll show you green for flowing traffic and red for non-flowing traffic. And then I'm going to get my team to give you a quick shout to set up the Mercedes Me Connected to your phone. Basically, it's just an application on your phone which allows you to turn the car on and off actually anywhere in the world. As long as you have a data cell phone signal connection, you'll be able to engage the vehicle. You'll be able to turn the car on and off, lock the vehicle, turn the lights on and off. It will give you notifications if the car is unlocked for any reason outside. So it's a very, very neat system. This pertains to that on a safety feature side. So basically, you know, God forbid if you were in an accident, you'd be able to call this button here, and you'd be able to reach emergency services. They would also be able to recognize if your car was in a collision, and they would actually contact you because they'll see that something happened to the vehicle. And that's pretty much it. There's really not too much more on the vehicle. That's just like a general run through. These controls are pretty simple. So like hot and cold, that adjusts the different like styling of ventilation that you want. So like up, middle, floor. You have, yeah, it's all pretty straightforward here. Like, I mean, here's are some jump buttons. So if you want to just jump to navigation or to radio or to media, you would hit those buttons there like that. Yeah, so that is a full explanation of the interior function of the 2021 G63 AMG. It's my absolute pleasure. I really, really hope you enjoy the car. It is my dream vehicle, so I'm sure you're gonna love it.